Well, hello again, it's Trudy from HotPatterns, and this time we thought we'd do a little quick and dirty one, just to really prove to you how simple it is to get a lot of mileage out of your HotPatterns. And we wanted to do this, well, partly because I've made a really cool top and we want to show it off, but also because I know I've mentioned this before, but we understand that our patterns are not cheapy patterns, they're not. And so it's really worth you being able to get plenty of bang for your buck. So when you buy one of our patterns, we really want you to be able to use them for lots of different things and to really kind of pull your creativity out as well. So this top, the top that I'm wearing is the one I'm going to discuss. This is actually not from a top pattern, this is from a dress pattern, specifically the Classics Nouveau Primavera Dress. And I kind of had this idea in my head for a while, or the principle of the idea, which was to get a bunch of vintage silk scarves, piece them together and use that as my yardage, because I'm a huge fan of creating my own yardage. It means it's a very individual thing, there's only ever one of them and it's all yours, so it's really good. So I basically hopped onto eBay and bought a bunch of vintage scarves. You can pick them up for next to nothing. And I actually bought 2 or 3 bundles, and I've got enough to make another version of this for summer in the more spring-summer colours. So this is the one I pulled out for fall. You can see it's got nice fall colours, not too kind of muddy but more mustardy, which is right up my street. And it's really something that I wanted to just kind of pull on over jeans or something, or a dressy pant, for kind of a casual evening out, you know, going for drinks or dinner or something, or going for a movie on date night. Perfect for it. So here is what I did. I basically washed my silk scarves in the washing machine and I dried them in the dryer, because if it's not going to work, I want to know before I've made it up. And then I just pieced them together, kind of randomly-ish, but you will see if you look, we've got a red patch here and a sleeve in the same red scarf here. So I kind of tried to balance it out a little bit so it wasn't all kind of too random. And you can see I've pieced the bottom part of this as well. This would normally be the skirt, going longer. I've pieced that where I've got a seam over here, and I'll show you the back of it. I've got a similar one on the back. So my whole thing with this, the most time with this one was actually piecing the scarves together. That's what took the time. Actually making the whole thing soup to nuts about 4 hours, but the actual making of it, maybe an hour and a half maximum. That was it. And the other thing to point out with this, there's actually 2 things. One is that silk scarves are slippery little suckers. They really are. Just be aware of that. There'll be some unladylike language coming out of your sewing room, that's for sure. And the other thing is, do not do what I did, which is, got so carried away thinking, oh, it's so lovely, I want to wear it quickly, is that I cut it with the sleeves on the straight grain. And they're not supposed to be. I mean, they look great, you've got the nice band of the scarf and everything, but they're supposed to be on the bias. And because they're not cut on the bias, they were too snug, so I ended up putting in a little gusset down the side, which is a huge pain, but at this point I was determined I was going to wear it. I loved it, I was determined I was going to wear it. So I'll show you the front. This is the basic front.
See, even Trudy makes mistakes.
Absolutely, I do make mistakes, but I own my mistakes. And let's not call them mistakes, let's call them creative opportunities.
Absolutely.
That's what we like to think. Because I've got to tell you, half the time when you do something like this, you'll find like a really cool thing to do that you didn't expect, that you've had to kind of Tim gun it and make it work, but it looks great, so we're all good. So we've got the front of it here, we've got a contrast binding. This is from this scarf that I used for the insert here. And we've got, I think I used a total of 6 silk scarves, some big, some smaller, and just piecing them together. So we've got the front here, and I put an extra patch on here because I just wanted a bit more red. We've got different sleeves, you can see. We've got the more red and green, the more red one, and then we've got the back. Ooh.
Now I'm just going to focus in on the back, Trudy.
Focus on my back, why don't you? And you see the back, I actually like the back better than the front. The back's just pieced together really nicely. And the mix of colours and the mix of prints is just really, really cool.
Could you turn to your right, please?
To my right.
Lovely, jubbly.
So,
okay, and then turn to the front, please.
I will turn to the front.
And then turn to the left, please.
I will turn to the left.
I'm just going to focus right in on this, okay?
Okay, focus away.
Because otherwise we'll get the emails, I can't see the video. Right, turn around, please. Right, we're focusing right on that neckline. Can you see that, the binding? Okay. And we're coming out again.
Now, the reason I did binding on this one, partly because I'm not really a huge fan of bindings on, contrast bindings I should say, on woven garments, but I knew that with this one, this kind of goldy colour is a bit too near my skin colour. I needed that kind of definition, otherwise it will just look like I'm a scarf person made from a scarf, which is not too good. But the whole point with this is, I probably spent about $20 on these scarves. To make this. $20, 4 hours, and quite honestly, if you see anything like this in a store, first of all, good luck with that, and secondly, if you do see it, it'll be someone like Rodeo Drive, or, you know, somewhere very, very zhuzhy, and you will pay a fortune for it. I mean, you really, really will. Silk scarf tops have kind of been around for a long, long time, and they go for high, high amounts. Now, if you want to do something like this, here are my handy hints for you. The first thing is wash your silk scarves as you're going to wash the garment you make out of them. Don't skip this step, because when they come in, they're going to smell pretty old ladyish and not in a good way. So you wash and dry your silk scarves, and also don't be tempted to make like a gazillion of these garments for your closet. You only need 1 or 2. I mean, you can use them in different ways, but you don't want to be known as like hippie patchwork lady. I don't think anyway. And the other thing to say is that choose something that's relatively simple, something that's like a shell top, a tank. This is relatively simple. It's only really got darts here and a seam. It's not got lots and lots of bits. Or a simple shirt, you know, a simple woven t-shirt. These will be better for you, and I really recommend you don't go for skirts in it. Not good. So tops, maybe a tunic, maybe even a dress if you feel like it, but keep it kind of low-key and make sure that your colour families all kind of sit together, and you will have success. So hope you like it. I think it's fabulous.